This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Well, she inspires us to use our imagination through creativity and art. She's an art therapist. Didn't even know that existed until I met her. Today, we're going to inspire you to use your imagination to maybe dream whatever you want. And now's the time to do it. We'll explain that in just a moment. She is our professional of the year. Always love having her on. Lots of insight and how even art, creativity can allow us to purge energy and maybe realize some things that we're thinking or going through. Barbara Robertson is back here with us. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you?
I'm excited. And the reason for that is because before we jumped onto this podcast, you revealed that you're a little plugged into astrology, as I am. I don't run deep. I can't tell you if, your star sign's in the third house and blah, blah, way out of my wheelhouse. But some, trends, transits, things like that is on your radar. Some are on my radar. And one of them apparently is the portal to our imagination. Would I even be in the zone of even saying that?
Sure, you're in the zone. We're in the portal that allows us to receive energy from the universe, basically, speaking in broad terms. It's a time of year that happens near the end of July towards mid-August, when typically the stars Sirius and the constellation Orion and our planet Earth and the sun are in alignment with one another, which to have four kind of celestial beings line up is fairly rare. So this is considered to be a time when it can be possible for us to receive waves of positive energy that can contribute to what we might do with the next year. So in some cultures, in some zones, it's actually kind of celebrated like a new year. New beginnings can happen in early August that can help us form a positive intention, a dream, help us kind of identify what it is that we really want to go after at this time, and then help the pieces kind of come together to make that happen.
I find it interesting that transit is happening at the same time as Mercury retrograde. We're not astrologers, disclaimer, but we have basic understanding. And there's other retrogrades happening now as well. I believe Saturn is one of them. Uranus, I believe, is going to be doing something. But focusing on Mercury retrograde, what is that? It's where the planet Mercury appears to be spinning backwards. And it's a time for many of reflection, kind of what you're talking about. Also communication. Make sure that whatever you are doing, check and double check are your best friends. If you're sending a text, if you're sending an email, make sure that the message is clear, because it can get kind of wonky, misconstrued. And technology, make sure that you back things up and such. But with what you just said, then the Mercury retrograde, which again, retrograde, it's almost like maybe a perfect marriage of these two transits at the same time, because I've experienced it, many say it, things from your past come back again. So maybe some of those dreams that you may have had should be coming back. Now put them into action, or at least put them into imagination with what you brought up to our attention. I don't know, I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like it's out there for us to kind of consider and maybe think about, how can we use this? And as an art therapist, I often will encourage clients to just use mental visualization. It's not actually necessary to give tangible form to the images that we want to hold on to. So, if you're open to it, I'd like to invite us all to kind of go into a little bit of an imaginative meditation about the energy that comes with the retrograde planets in retrograde and how that might be sending us back to a greater awareness of an earlier time in our lives, and how we might invite some element from that time to move into the present and help contribute to what we might be wanting to dream for ourselves for the future.
Hmm.
Unknown caller.
And how do we start that? Do we, just can you lead us on a meditation? Do
Yes, I
we?
would I would
Oh, I love
love
that.
to lead you in a
Oh,
meditation.
beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. So the first thing that I encourage my clients to do when we're going to do a meditation like this is to kind of ground themselves. And that's a term that's pretty vague in some ways. So basically what it means is to connect with your immediate physical environment, which you can do by using your senses. Our nervous system is basically our data collection system. So collect some data from the soles of your feet against the floor.
By the way, I need to share the soles of my feet are not on the floor. They're on a grounding mat, which is on the floor.
Okay. Okay. That's cool. So you've already got some physical grounding
Yeah,
happening.
yeah.
That's awesome. So being just connected to Mother Earth.
Yep.
Exactly. So feel how, even if you're on the 27th floor in some high-rise building, which wouldn't even be high-rise actually, the building itself is connected to the earth, and you're connected to earth also through the force of gravity. And then notice the seat that is supporting you, maybe the back that is allowing you to kind of relax into
Hmm.
that seat. Notice the temperature of the air around you, any kind of sounds in the background that you're aware of. Take a couple of deep cleansing breaths to just remove any clutter from your mind and your inner space. And then drop your attention into your body, into imagine that it's a hollow core inside, because we're going into our imaginal internal system, not where the organs and lungs and muscles and tissue are, but basically into our heart space. And then begin to imagine heart space. What would that be? What kind of space would my heart space be? So we think of our heart as the home of our emotions, and most especially love. So if a place that is the source of love, a place that love that you contain might emanate from, let your imagination be curious about if you could go into that space yourself as a tiny little voyager on the inside of you. What might you see there? Is there a color? Is there anything about the atmosphere that might be a little different from what we experience in real life here? Could it be like cotton candy or like wispy smoke, but in a color that really resonates with you about the feeling of love that makes its home there?
Should I share?
Please. Yes.
I don't know why it's orange, and that the color on the wall is orange. And I'm not. It's not that I'm crazy about it. I just like it. I like its vibrancy. Um, it feels alive,
Yes.
and that's what I got. And it's almost like in my brain, I'm like, get out of the way. Yeah, what else? Give me another color. It won't go away. And I don't. I got nothing. It's
Okay, okay. Well, you can
strange.
you can kind of give your brain the message that it's okay for the brain to step back, because our brains are actually the part of ourselves that knows us least well. It thinks it knows us. It thinks it knows everything about everything. Its job is to produce thoughts. And so it sometimes will
Hmm.
just go randomly producing thoughts and throw them out to see if anyone salutes, so to speak. So you don't have to salute every thought that comes up. What you notice that's more important is that this color feels vibrant and alive to you.
It does. And when I try to push it to the side, I don't have a color. Like I just see,
Yeah.
you know, muted
So
brown,
imagine if there
nothing.
was a friend who came up to you and you were busy doing something else, but that friend seemed to have something that you really wanted to share with you, and you kept trying to push him away, but he just wasn't having it. How would you respond to a friend that was demonstrating that kind of desire to connect with you?
Give me that again. I want to better understand that.
So you're doing something, you're busy, you're preoccupied. Up comes this friend, and he's got an air of urgency about him, and he's like looking really positive, and he's got something he's pretty excited about. He's really alive. He's just vibrating with energy. He really wants to tell you something. And you're like, you have a deadline, you're working toward a deadline, you're just not sure you can take a break to listen to whatever spiel it is he's got coming. What might you do with that friend?
If it doesn't matter if it's a friend, if their intent is genuine, where, and then not just, not a salesperson, not just bringing up something insignificant, like they've got something, they need to share it at this time. I give full 100% attention. Maybe that's a fault, I gotta say. There, like sometimes my priorities are off, but I immediately have to do it.
But what it shows to me is that you value connection.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so you might value the work you're doing for a deadline as well. It's another kind of connection, but this one seems to have a little bit of an urgent feel. So you would sense that he really wants to tell you something. So I want to invite you to go back in and ask Orange, vibrant Orange, if there's something it wants you to know.
Ooh, that's a deep one. It's gonna take a little searching there. Um,
Well, let me tell you a little bit about how the search unfolds because our viewers and our listeners might be a little confused by this process too. And it doesn't always happen, and it's okay if nothing happens because it can
hmm,
take a while to get attuned to that inner system and to the communication that we call intuition that
hmm.
comes from a different place than the thoughts we're used to listening to. So, a communication from our intuition or from our gut, sometimes we say, well, my gut knows what I want. These places that are a little hazier in our awareness might send an image, might send a physical sensation, like a little twinge somewhere in you, or you might notice that something is tightening up or something has loosened. Or it might even be a word or a phrase that comes up, a little glimpse of a past memory. Lots of different ways for it to show up. So the trick is just to see what you notice about what is happening in that interior space within you. So go back, reconnect with orange
Okay.
if it's still present. If it's not, that's okay. We'll go on to whatever you do notice.
I'm connected. Weirdly, oddly, every time I connect within, it's never full orange. It's always half orange. And I don't now I'm trying to get out of my head because when I use the color on the walls and the reason for it, it equates to a logo for a company that I own here as well. I do a lot. um,
Sure.
I find it's not full orange in my mind when I go within. And I'm trying to dissect the fact that it's every wall here is not all orange. Some are a light gray with orange, which I like the blend of those colors. Um, but I can never see it full orange. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know.
So you might be curious about what orange wants. when there's some area that's not sort of holding back or hanging back.
It almost feels like orange is pulling me to find the excitement, to find the joy.
Ah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, we sort of we're talking about the retrograde phenomenon and then the Lionsgate portal as being information from the past, maybe, present to enrich what you have to work with, ingredients for future. So
Hmm.
where might joy fit in with that? Could joy be connected to a dream that maybe you've been sort of nurturing inside without it really being conscious?
Potentially, but I'm getting from orange, find more fun, whatever that is for you, not others. Like find your joy, find your fun, because I'm wired to find it for others and make sure focus on yourself.
Okay.
Focus on yourself.
Okay. So, do you want to see what happens when you go back inside and just kind of bring a message of appreciation to orange? Because it wants you to have more fun. It wants you to feed something in you that needs fun, enjoyment, joy. Whether the joy is the joy in enjoyment or whether it's like massive, big, sparkling firecracker joy.
Hmm. I'm getting a take some time. It's time for a pause. It's time for a shake it up, change it up with the focus on joy for yourself. That's
Yeah,
what I'm getting.
yeah.
Um,
Okay.
but orange won't go away. It's kind of profound. Like I'm like, get on it. Nope, come back in again.
Okay. So how do you feel towards orange when it's doing that?
It's a slight bit annoying, but it's also can't be ignored. It's it's like you getting slapped, and it's like, I'm over here, not going away. You can push me away, but I'm coming right back. That's what I'm getting. It's interesting.
So could it be that orange is somehow really devoted to your well-being?
I go with that.
Does that change the level of annoyance that you're feeling towards it?
Um, yes.
How does it?
It changes it from a nuisance to, to a message.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So
This is
I,
so interesting and kind of bizarre in some ways because I'm not even trying. You tell me what to do. I'm thinking. You're interpreting. I'm interpreting. Trying to like kind of piece it together. But
yeah.
what's weird, Barbara, is yeah, I got dreams, and I got a vision board right over here. I'm touching it.
Okay.
It's that
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
And it's somewhat specific, but not totally, but it's certain things there. And it's been said, don't worry how to get there. Just just put it out there. The orange today in going within is not like you said dreams. I'm not getting that. I'm getting more of a bro, listen to me. It's time for a reset. You need, take it easy there. It's you're not paying attention. Stop. Chill. Then we'll work on that. That's kind of what's coming up.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And so what's happening is you're listening to the inside of you. You're listening to the parts of you that are more deeply connected, I believe, to body, mind, and spirit, which I think, are the three entities that really make up our full being, our wholeness.
For sure. And they all need to be in sync. And maybe that's what Orange is telling me. Some things are out of sync. I want to throw to you
Sure.
during this astrological transit and the one
Yes.
we have coming up, and the retrograde, which has been on happening for a week and change now.
Okay.
Are you feeling different? Are you feeling a different energy? Are you feeling it, maybe a lightness or a heaviness in this time? What comes up for you?
What comes up for me is that I have set myself recently and just landed on my doorstep. Well, landed in my email, and then I responded to it. Um, it's something that feels to me like step, a big step forward, a way to carry my sort of mission message that it's safe and wise for us to believe in ourselves,
Hmm. Hmm.
to feed our imaginations, to nurture our creativity, and to know that we each have tremendous value as human beings and we all belong in the world. And I'm just been feeling more and more passionate about trying to get that message to as many people as I can reach because I've seen so many hurt people in my role as therapist, people who absorbed some kind of negative belief about themselves and their
Yeah,
worthiness, and they feel like they don't belong. And it's such a difficult way to live.
it is. And I know I get what you're saying. And I on a spiritual journey, a lot of these things have come clear. But I have to tell you, Barbara, we talked about art therapy, expression, creativity, different side of you today. I had no idea that you go deep within, even, and it doesn't have to be astrology. You could have said, I do numerology. Let's do that. Like it's quite interesting and quite refreshing that you have so many different things that are on your radar to help people understand themselves, the universe, and everything else. As soon as you started talking about this, I'm like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that this was another facet of you, and it's super cool. It's almost like another tool in your wheelhouse to help people move forward.
Well, and it's sort of the thing that is driving everything else. It's the thing that was driving my becoming a therapist. It's the thing that probably was driving my lifelong interest in art to begin with. Because, like you, as a child, I relied on drawing and coloring and painting to give me a sense of worthiness of some kind that I wasn't able to reap from the surrounding world.
I never realized that until I met you. I never realized that this kid who was bullied, beat up, blah, 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 all of that,
Yeah,
rougher childhood, but we all
yeah.
had one. That was my escape. When I went into the basement or when I finally got my drafting table
Ooh,
in my
yeah,
room,
yeah.
whoa. And then to create something and then get feedback from others that they
Yes,
said, this is really good. Like that was, nothing topped it. That was,
yes.
whoo, like
Yep.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Amazing.
I mean, I remember in the second grade, my teacher invited me to draw a picture for the Christmas bulletin board in the hallway. And I was like, whoa, that's better than being invited to be the queen. That was like so cool for me.
Oh my gosh.
I still have just a vivid memory of being invited to do that.
I feel your memory. I relate to your memory. I
Yeah.
started drawing cartoons for the school newspaper, which
Oh, yeah.
high school, which by the
Yep.
way was actual newsprint. It was a tabloid folded over. It was like
Yep. Yep.
not just,
Yeah. I'm old enough that we had one of those too.
like that was like legit newspaper. But aside
Totally.
from the cartoons,
Yeah.
every time it was published, they would ask me to draw the staff. And I would do it in such a way artistically, not just like letters on a page.
Right.
It was one time where Native American, it was around Thanksgiving, so
Mhm.
it was a Native American kind of fanning a fire with a blanket.
Awesome.
It was a cartoon, but
Yeah.
inside the
Yeah.
blanket, if you can visualize, that was the editor's name. And then you had the
All
art
right.
director,
Yeah.
Jenny Jenny Jones, and then and that was my goal every issue, to come up with a different one. Could be on the side of a car, and I would draw it, but it made me be creative. I could talk with you for hours. Like you just like spark these
So
things.
could I. Yeah, I
Um,
know. We somehow or other we seem to connect around
yeah,
these
crazy.
experiences of doing art and connecting the art to other things that are.
Now astrology, we've connected astrology.
Now we've thrown
Um,
astrology into the mix. That's right.
and that was a meditation without it feeling like a meditation. Powerful. I'm out of time here with you. I wish that wasn't the case. How do we find you if somebody's got questions, wants to go deep inside, maybe realize things within themselves, or maybe they're
Absolutely.
stuck?
I'd welcome anyone to reach out to me. My email is brobertson, robertson.atr @gmail.com. And I have a website for my art therapy practice. That's Robertson Art Therapy LLC, just all strung together.com.
Got to ask, I think you said it in the beginning, I can't remember. ATR, it's not art. ATR stands for.
It actually stands for Art Therapist Registered.
Oh.
And the reason it's ART is if they had put it in the way that language would have put it, registered art therapist, everyone would have the word rat.
I'm thankful that they switched those letters
Yes, so
around.
I'm glad they switched it too, although I do sometimes type art by mistake myself
Well,
and get misdirected that way. But anyway,
I'm
thanks
good
for
with
pointing that out.
I'm good with the rat, RAT, really amazing time, which is what I spend with you. And thank you for all the insight today. And pay attention to the signs, people. We're in a retrograde and another transit coming our way.
Open to, be receptive if you can, accept positive energy, feel it, welcome it, let
Yeah.
it into that portal in your heart where the essence of you is at home.
We'll catch up next time. Thank you.
Okay.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.